Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I solved a couple of automation problems that I had trying to link my Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Powerwall that I have installed onto my house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I automated the two APIs together so that I can charge up the Powerwall whilst the car is charging, and how I got this connected with the Octopus Energy API so that I can take full advantage of any extra charging slots I get during the daytime when using Intelligent Octopus Go. Okay, so first off, let me just explain a little bit about the situation. So, in the UK, where I'm based, I am using Octopus Energy as my electricity provider, and they have a very popular EV tariff here called Intelligent Octopus Go. The idea behind it is that you connect your car to Octopus via their APIs so that they can communicate with your car, and in this case, they can actually control as and when Octopus want to charge my car. And by giving them the ability to charge the car when it suits the grid, they allow me to have a charge for 7 pence per kilowatt, and that can either be overnight, so guaranteed 6 hours overnight between 11:30 p.m. and 5:30 a.m., but it can also happen in the daytime. And the problem I have is that I have a Tesla Powerwall which can power the house, but in the daytime, if my car decides to start charging, it will start trying to power the EV charger going into my house. Now, there is a way around this, and that is to make sure that the Powerwall starts to charge at the same time as my car. That way, I can charge up the Powerwall on the nice cheap electricity tariff, and that will be at 7 pence a kilowatt, as well as charging my car. So whenever the car starts to charge, I want to charge the Powerwall, and whenever the car stops charging, I want to stop the Powerwall from charging. Now, the way I've achieved this is using Home Assistant, and I'll show you that right now, what I have implemented. So in Home Assistant, as you can see here, I have a couple of different automations for my car, but the one that we're interested in today is the Powerwall charging. So if I go into this, you'll see that I have a few different options here set. So this automation will trigger itself automatically, and that will be either when we start charging or when we stop charging. And this only applies when we're outside of the cheap electricity period overnight, because we're already going to be charging the Powerwall for cheap electricity at those times. Now, if my car starts charging at any time outside of the off-peak period, then we want to go in using Home Assistant. We're going to trigger a condition which will be on the Powerwall. Now, the way you get the Powerwall to charge up is to set its backup reserve to 100%. Basically saying, I need 100% of the battery stored. So if you currently don't have 100%, which pretty much all the time I don't, it will then start to charge from the grid. So if my car starts charging, it will check what the current backup reserve is set to. On my Powerwall, I have it set to 5%, and this is just so that we can set it back at the end. And then once the car starts charging, we set it to 100% on the Powerwall, and the Powerwall will start charging. Now here at the end, I just send a notification to myself, and that's just to let me know that the charging process has started for the Powerwall. When the car stops charging, we get the same automation triggers, but we'll go down the charging stopped automation path. What we do here is we reset the Powerwall's backup reserve back to what we saved earlier. So in my case, it will go back to 5%. And then it will send me a notification just to tell me that everything's got back to normal. The car stopped charging, therefore the Powerwall has also stopped charging. Now, this is basically all there is to it. The reason I do this is because I, one, want to make sure that the car and the Powerwall charge at the same time to get cheap electricity. But the second reason is also that I don't want the Powerwall to discharge into the car. We don't want to use lots of, I mean, the car charges at 7 kilowatts with my home charger, and the Powerwall can only hold 13 kilowatts completely full. So we definitely don't want to use any of the battery from my house into the car. It's not a good use of the battery at all. So we will try to avoid that completely using this. Now, I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, just let me know. I also have another integration, which I'm going to make another video about, and this is about syncing the Tesla charge limit to Octopus Go's Intelligent Go app. But I hope that was useful for someone. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks for watching.